Ladies and gentlemen, to Season 11, we're here with Round 1. It's a brand new day for the Sim Racing Alliance. It's going to be a little bit more punishing out here during qualifying.
It's definitely a hard one here. It's what it's like. It's very, very punishing.
For all the way in Germany, this will be the first time we see this in the team series here. This is a track where you will be driving the track, not as much driving the drivers on the track.
Very brave is the Ferrari to get the move done.
He does get this position done.
Oh, huge contact, and they're both going to go around. It's going to be a huge move up the inside.
He's been using every bit of the track.
Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor.
And we're off and away for SRA.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance GT3 Team Series. You're tuned into the Division 3 stream, and we're here at Paul Ricard for the opening race of the 12th season of this SRA GT3 Team Series. I'm your host, Philip Mueller. Some of you may remember me from last season's Division 5 streams, where I tried to do such a poor job that they would fire me. Instead, they promoted me to Division 3. I'm happy to be here with you. Returning to the commentary booth with me is a man who actually did deserve a promotion, Donovan Colton. Welcome to Season 12. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm stoked for the new season. I'm ready to get racing.
Heck yeah. Also joining us in the booth, we've got a new face. We've got Mr. J.P. Johnston. Welcome to the party, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to doing this with you guys tonight. It's my first year with SRA, and very excited about what I've seen so far.
Very good, very good. As always, thank you to all the viewers out there on YouTube, either watching live or watching the recording later on. Be sure to sound off in the chat or in the comments. Let us know which drivers you're here to support. Now, we got a whole lot to cover before qualifying starts, so let's jump right into it. Taking a look at this is the standings page. Obviously, first race of the season. There's no points on the board yet, but I just want to take some time to talk about. We've got a ton of super cool dudes. Don't even have time to get into all of them. We'll bring you all of their stories as the season goes. One thing I did want to point out, it's 2024. We got to talk about diversity. And in this division, we have an insane amount of different cars. We've got 12 different models of cars represented, from the newest Mustang and BMW to the oldest Nissan GTR and Ferrari 488. The BOP police have their hands full with this one, but I am excited to see how it's going to pan out on this race. Looking over to the team standings. Gosh, some of these teams' names, guys, I just can't get enough of. I mean, we've got the bitch peas,
The bottle of water.
the bottle of water boys, in the Nissan GTR.
I'm not good at speaking British, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to properly pronounce that. Shout out to May there. But this is a great group of drivers. I'm really excited to there are some new faces, but a lot of familiar faces, and just looking through all these teams, I'm really excited for this group of drivers.
Absolutely. Plenty to talk about as these races get started. Let's take a look at the track map real quick here. As I said, we are at Paul Ricard. A very tricky track, very technical. It looks like a parking lot, but there is a lot of awesome racing that happens on this track.
Yeah, it's a great track for racing. For especially with that long straight, we're going to see a lot of low downforce setups to kind of maximize the speed down that back straight there, and then into sector 3, which is tricky. That is my worst sector there. So
yes, I always see the backstretch on some of the YouTube videos and things like that, and I always find it funny because they're like doing track guys, and they're like, all right, now we're on to the backstretch. It's like, anybody want a cup of tea or have a sandwich or something like that, because it is just so long, and it just feels like you're on there forever.
Yeah, it is quite long.
Yeah, I mean, as we're working through potentially some technical difficulties here. You know what? One of the talking points I have in my notes here, track limits. I mean, I don't know how you guys practice have been going, but I personally invalidate a ton of laps around this track. I'm expecting potentially a lot of drive-throughs here tonight.
Yeah, this is a tricky one because you know, not all the turns. I mean, I'm sure, you know, these drivers have practiced, you know, with these sort of things, but with the some of them like are really strict, where some of the turns, you know, are really strict, where others can, you know, you could run like way out, like, you know, turn seven, you know, for example, is one that you could run way wide on, where you wouldn't necessarily expect. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting one with the track limits.
Yeah, 100%. I think I looked the other day. I'm about 50-50 on valid and invalid laps. So there's a lot of places that you can get caught at, and there's a few that I was running today during practice, and I thought I had a good time. And I looked down and I had invalidated, and I think it's, you know, around turn 12 there. So it's like one that caught me today.
So, going to click over to the race scene. So as we see now, we're back in the server. Had a little bit of a hiccup there. I think they had to re-forward a session and reconnect all the drivers, but everybody lining up. You see at the top of your screen there, we've got 20 minutes and 10 seconds left in the session. At 20 minutes, everybody will go out. This is, I suppose, a decent enough opportunity to look at some of the beautiful liveries our drivers have for us this season.
Did you guys have a good time with the livery rollout that we had the other night? That was some good fun.
It was a fun stream. It was man, those admin boys, they sure like to party hard over there. I don't know if I'd be able to do that job myself.
Yeah, I think so. That's way too hard, especially the next day. So they did a really good job. They put a lot of effort into it, though.
Well, so I actually missed the stream this time, unfortunately. So this is a first time viewing for some of these liveries, and as always, I mean, Comic Racing always having, you know, fantastic liveries, and you know, there's a lot of great livery makers, you know, within the league. So it's always a pleasure seeing all of them.
Absolutely.
To pick a carbon black car. We'll get him sorted out before next race. Decent looking Ferrari there. Was that a toucan on the side of that boy's car? I like it. Very tropical.
That is. It's very.
The theme for this season was location, 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 and we can tell he's got the little jungle theme.
I don't remember where I don't remember where he's from.
This might have been. So there was a team. Oh gosh, it's not Columbia. That's the other TC8 boys. And, you know, he had a great press release for his livery, you know, talking about the native animals of his... Oh, the flag on the side there. Is that the Dominican on his wing end plate?
I'm so bad with flags.
I'm trying to sound cultured here and worldly, but...
Yeah, I should know where he's from. I mean, I love racing, you know, with Rodrigo Fernandez. He's a good guy, and he's a fun guy to race with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's Monster Phoenix Racing Team. So, very good.
A team near and dear to my heart here. Season 12, West Coast, Best Coast Audi boys. Kevin Johnson, I agree. The West Coast is, in fact, the best coast. Thank you, sir.
Got a great last name as well.
There you go. JP and Kevin representing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll keep an eye on Rowdy Burns tonight. He's the one that got me over here to SRA. He's a great guy and a die-hard Porsche driver. Will not drive anything else at all. So
one of those guys. Him and Selena probably have a lot in common.
He's also a new driver to SRA, right?
Yes, we're all new. A lot of us are racing at another league on Mondays, and we came over to this one as well. Aiden Burke is another one in the, let's see, he's 227 and Aston.
Oh, very nice, yeah.
And he's one of my endurance partners that we've got for the endurance championship here too as well.
I flipped Aiden around or upside down on his his orientation race. So I failed his orientation race.
That's hilarious. Look at there, Culver's. I don't know if you guys know what Culver's is. But
Absolutely, we got them
Oh,
here.
yeah, okay. I didn't know how far west they went, so that's great.
Yeah.
Great burgers.
Yep, absolutely.
On board here with Mr. Jeremy Yaron, one of the OBDBA boys, and that he's one of the guys rocking the classic 488 Ferrari, which, you know, performance-wise, I'm not sure if I have a favorite, but visually, this is just perhaps the most beautiful car in the game, this 488 Ferrari.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great to see them. I mean, they've been, you know, bringing out that 488 for a while. So I wonder if there's last season they were the only ones running it. I wonder if there's anybody else running the 488.
That's a great question. I am unsure.
And then the Lexus, my love of Lexus
There we go.
boys,
The love of
Curtis
Lexus.
and DJ.
All black, looking good.
You may be thinking this is just a carbon fiber car, but I do want to point out we got the exhaust tip coming out of the side skirt there with the L's on either side. This is the LOL, Love of Lexus team. It's simple, it's understated, but I think this is a beautiful livery too.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm excited to see, you know, how they do. I was telling them all last season they had to join me in the Lexus, and they. It looks like we're getting our first times in. Fernandez there with a 55.575.
Yeah, so this
Good
first
start.
lap, you know, we're expecting, I would say, especially on this track, this first lap, you have your out lap, and by the time you start your first flying lap, I'm finding that my tires are still not even close to being up to temperature, so this 155 on the board, I'm expecting to come way down throughout this section.
Definitely going to go well into the 54s. I was seeing on the hot lap leaderboard in the practice, the fastest is a 54.380, which is a quick time.
That's
very
rapid.
Yeah.
Very fast. But yeah, I'm like you. It takes about 2 laps to get going on there. So we'll see the second lap around. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. So we got Sean Daniels here in the GRR Cool Runnings McLaren. I noticed his teammate, name escapes me right now, we'll find him later on, is actually representing the Jamaican flag on his SRA profile, so perhaps some inspiration there for the team name.
Yeah, that is a cool looking car. It looks like kind of like a camouflage with some bright colors on it. I like that.
Got Handsome Ansem here in the I can't say that on stream, but it's the Chicken Whiskey McLaren driving around. Decent time on the board here. Not looking too good on his Delta, but he will have 2 more opportunities hot laps here as we see Mr. Phil Brown in that PHR Taxi BMW jumping up to the top of the leaderboards with a 155.317.
Phil is a pretty rapid driver there. We're seeing a lot of D4 drivers that were very fast in D4 last season. So I think Sean Daniels' teammate is Mark Anthony Eaton, who
there you go. Yep.
was very rapid in D4 last season. So,
I mean, speaking of promotions, this guy we're watching right here, Mr. Milton May, aka Mr. J.E. May, was one of our top contenders in Division 5 last season, making a huge jump up to D3 Silver. Excited to see what he can put down here in this first race in this GTR.
Yeah, put in a lot of practice to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's in a good car.
Yeah.
The GTR is quickly turning into like my second favorite car, and I think it's really strong here. You know, you get a lot of the top speed benefits like the Lexus, but it turns in a lot better for that Sector 3. So it's a pretty strong car around here.
Yeah, I think it had the top time for a while on the leaderboard as well overall.
Yeah, with Jacob Palmieri there. Yeah,
very fast.
Absolutely.
I think they call it Godzilla, right?
That's what they call it. Exciting also. I mean, still, we talked about the livery already, but to see a Bentley on track, he's driving from the wrong side of the car, but it is just it's a strong car for this track, and we'll see how it fares for the rest of the season.
I was gonna say, I think it's a very strong car for this track. I remember when we did this track in season 10, the Bentleys in my division were the most dominant, and I don't know if it was if the BOP had anything to do with it, but
they certainly had a good time the other night in them.
Yeah, and they unfortunately, the BOP they kind of put the kibosh on it a little bit and added some weight. Yeah, but and the other car to do that was the GTR too. So yeah, I think both of those cars are really strong around here. I think the McLaren is also pretty strong around here.
McLaren is strong almost everywhere it goes. It seems like.
yeah,
just very balanced.
Yeah, very efficient aero.
As we are watching Mr. Richie Wood, who does have the top time of the silver cars right now, not up on his Delta, so I'm not expecting too much of an improvement out of him. We've got Colin Shea on another flyer, positive on his, or negative, I suppose, good on his Delta. See how that goes. Milton May had the third best time, but pulled into the pits, maybe invalidated his last flyer, so that's all we're going to see out of him, unfortunately. Jump on board. Actually, so looking at my race control here, we got Mr. Phil Brown, who's sitting in 5th place amongst the silvers, but has a good improvement on the boards. This will be his last flying lap at 10 minutes. The way it works is the silver drivers will no longer be able to start another flying lap, and the gold drivers will go out to see what they can do. We might need to get a little bit of a track report. We're getting it requested in the chat to see if it's gone optimum yet. I do know at the start of this session, the grip level is only fast. It's not quite optimum, so I'd be curious to see if by the end here, any of the silver drivers will get that benefit. I don't know if they do.
I don't know either. I mean, my guess is it might be fast for the last lap. But yeah, I don't know that for sure though.
And we do have our report from our trackside reporter, Mr. Milton May, sitting there in 4th place on the board. He's reporting in chat. Mr. Jay Queasy, shout out, still fast. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't see a lot of rubber laid down yet, so
yeah,
that's very interesting. Maybe these guys in this second half of qualifying will put down enough of it to get it into optimum.
Yep, so Shea and Daniels now have just barely eked into the 154s. Daniels on one more flying lap. He'll be able to get in before time runs out for him with a bit of an improvement on the board. Oh, I'm not sure if that would have been track's limits there.
I think that's still in. I think that's still in. You could go so wide there. I don't know if that's the fastest, line, but you could go pretty wide there with keeping it valid. I know Sean, he does not like this track. We were talking. We actually found out or figured out the track through the clue. When Jason put in his clues, and we were talking. We were like not excited for this. We were both saying we're not our favorite tracks, that we're not particularly great at them. However, he's proven that he is doing
across the line. He comes off big jump, a 1/10 improvement.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what he's on about, because that's a great time, especially considering it's just fast too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, so we see there, this is the result of our silver qualifying. Daniels over Shea over Handsome Ansem and Mr. Wood. Let's jump on board. Let's try to find...
Look how close they are all the way down through there. So a lot of gap in there.
I don't know if you guys have a personal favorite gold driver, but this man, Mr. Justin McKechnie, he is another one of our controller players, so massive respect to him. And this livery, let me tell you, boys... This is the face of Mr. Bailey Kish, SRA admin and former Coach Jeffrey's Academy fantasy champion. It's just his face. Hundreds of time on a livery, I guess there's no accounting for taste.
Leave it for McKechnie, or to McKechnie for that. I like the extra stretched one across the back.
On the back.
There.
People will be trying to aim for that bumper.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was wondering what that was. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So, special shout out. These are familiar colors for you and I, Donovan. This is the TC8 Racing Team, that iconic black and a neon kind of lime green color that we saw last season from some of our TC8 boys in D5. This is Mr. Wilder Vargas, who, as you mentioned, did have the top time on the time trial practice leaderboards. Very excited to see how his first and next couple qualifying laps are going to go. He is the Coach Jeffries pick to win overall gold, so got to call him your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, he's fast. He also had a good season in D4 last season, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how he goes.
So, bit of a
Stephanie's back, but the livery.
well, and this is so weird because you guys had seen I joined the practice server, wherein
I remember
her
seeing the
livery was
livery.
visible,
Yeah.
and it was such a beautiful one, and that's why I wanted to highlight her. Maybe she selected the wrong livery before the race. What a disaster!
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's the Stephaz, or I don't know how you pronounce that, but yeah, for Stephanie and Fosley's video or liveries, they're always fantastic liveries.
So our first flying laps for the gold drivers are in. They're not too fast yet, but again, everybody's still just getting everything up to temperature. We've got Mr. Quinton Shatner in the midfield Masters McLaren. So far with a 155.5. I'm expecting at least a full second improvement on that as this session goes.
A good looking car as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of golf colors, but yeah, those are
Yeah.
great looking colors there.
Yep, another fast gold driver here. This is Mr. John Laz in the black and gold Porsche. Another one of those simple, understated, but just timeless designs I'm looking at right here. This would be, I believe this is Mr. Vargas's teammate, Mr. Samuel Cortez. We'll have to sort out his livery as well, but I imagine it's going to be those same gold and green, or black and green colors. There was our Mark Anthony Eaton. And the other Cool Runnings McLaren showing Caribbean Airlines on screen, but that's okay. We'll send everybody a guide on consistency and branding, please.
Right.
We got to make sure the correct team name shows up here on screen for the stream.
Yeah.
I like the pink wheels.
Yeah, it looks great.
So jumping on board here, we got Mr. Samuel Cortez, who on his second flying lap is going to go right up to second place overall, a tenth and a half down behind Mr. Sean Daniels. Mr. Vargas, who made a similar jump, but not quite as high, up into seventh place overall. Looking down the board to see who else is putting up a bit of an improvement. We've got Mr. Eaton here, 6/10 up on his time. Could jump him up to about 8th place, 9th place, close enough.
They're so close together. I mean, you got a second all the way to 22nd. They're less than a second apart. So
It's tight up here in D3, and I'm excited. D3 is known for its tight and clean racing. So we'll see if this group can pull that off. I know we have a lot of D4 promo tees, and
Right.
D4
isn't necessarily known for the cleanest racing. However,
I'm
these
sure they
might
will be
be
this
the-
season. This is going to be the
Yeah,
change of pace.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
exactly. Yeah, these are the clean drivers that are coming from D4.
There you go.
the practice race last night said otherwise.
Oh no, come
We'll,
on.
we'll keep on
Knock
going.
on wood, knock on wood.
It's
That's
just a
just the
practice, though.
practice race.
We're all had pretty good time,
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Yeah.
getting everyone knowing each other and how to race each other. That's what's great about the new season is, a lot of these guys probably haven't raced together before, and they're just trying to learn, how they react to certain things and pressure. If you get behind them, and are they going to make a mistake where you don't have to pass them, or are they cool like the Iceman, where they can just take the heat all night long.
Speaking of cool under pressure, Mr. Wilder Vargas absolutely destroying the leaderboards here, going with a 54.585, putting himself well ahead of Sean Daniels, getting himself up onto provisional pole. At this point, surely the track will have gone optimum, and we should see some lap times just start slamming onto the board right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's at optimum by now. And I mean, that's already 2/10 away from his PB during practice. So that's a pretty smoking time.
Yeah, you called it.
Oh, and so Shatner didn't like something about his final flying lap, so he'll be settling for currently 3rd place on the board. Hopefully he doesn't get pipped by too many other drivers. We see McKechnie cruising down that long back straight. Not much of an improvement on the board, so we're going to jump ahead onto Steven Music. Haven't seen him yet. It's very patriotic.
Yeah, that's an awesome livery.
Ferrari 296. That's a good looking car.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time I've seen Steven Music in anything other than the McLaren too.
Oh,
So yeah,
changing it up.
yeah.
So, with your guys' experience in racing SRA over the last few seasons, how important is it for you to, get a front starting spot versus, in the mid pack or, even farther back?
Well, in this track, this is a track where definitely a lot can happen, and you can make up a lot of positions.
Yep.
And yeah, so I mean, obviously, always you want to start out ahead as far as you can, but this is a great track for racing and passing. So it's if you don't have a great qualifying, it's not the end of the world. There's definitely still you could still get a lot done from farther back in the grid.
Yep,
Right.
no, agreed. Great track for racing. A lot of potential for overtaking, as opposed to next week's track, Laguna Seca, where the answer to your question would be, yeah, you better qualify
Very
pole
important.
because you ain't passing anybody on that track.
That track honestly could not be more different. It looks like John Laz there calling it quits on that lap. I think that might have been track limits. That's one of those turns that is pretty strict on track limits. So
really only 2 drivers left out on track, still with the potential to improve. Well, Wilder Vargas, he's already on provisional pole, and he kind of threw away that lap there. So we're looking at his teammate, Samuel Cortez. He is only 0.4 of a second back off a pole, and he is on for an improvement. Looking at the delta, he is 0.13 seconds up, so lots of potential here, potentially to catapult himself up onto the front row of the grid alongside his teammate.
yeah, that's a pretty serious team there. I mean, those are some 2 very fast drivers. So yeah, I mean, obviously they're both with Vargas there on provisional pole, and are here looking like going to be pretty good showing for them for quali.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a tricky turn. He did a decent job getting it whipped around there, coming into the 2 turns here. This long left-hander, super tricky. Got to keep tight to the inside of the curb and then slow it all the way down for this final hairpin. He is looking very good on the delta. 0.2 seconds up, fading a bit. 0.15. Didn't get a great drive. He
Just a little better.
It's an improvement, but not an improvement in position.
What a heartbreaker. Coming out of that last hairpin, he was 0.4 up and just didn't get the drive.
I noticed sometimes you could just, get really good drives out of that turn, and it messes up the whole thing when you don't.
It'll stall out if you don't hit it a certain way a little bit. And then that's another tricky one coming around there as far as track limits is concerned. You can really get pinged quickly on that.
Yeah. All right, so this is the time of the stream where we like to give a shout out to all of our sponsors here at SRA. Showing on your screen right now is all of our community supporters, sponsors, and title sponsors. Big shout outs to everybody who makes this league happen. We've also got to give a huge shout out to our Business partners, we've got Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use card SR8, that's SRATE, at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop, upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories. Featuring precision-crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile Stream Deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style. Elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on the Discord to take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle and Cauldron. And introducing a new sponsor for this season, we've got KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look good, all for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more. Oh, that last one got me. I didn't know.
Hard to not crack there. Hard to not crack.
You did a great job.
I did not read that ahead of time. I had no idea he was going to hit me with the countless hours. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, fantastic. So we are going to be jumping in just a second to our race scene. We've got our drivers. They're just doing their outlap right now, so don't worry, you're not missing much of anything as I change my circuit map to full, so we are able to see where the drivers are on track. Here we are. So, oh wait, I didn't change it to full. Shame on me. Shoot. You know what? I'm gonna do it right now. We got time. Like I said, just the outlap. They're getting their tires warmed up. We're on board with Mr. Wilder Vargas. Just a formation.
And I heard some inside that the BOP might not have been applied.
No, again?
Yeah, we had this happen last season.
Yeah.
D3, it was D3, D2, and D6.
Oh no.
Didn't have the BOP applied. So I wonder if that's for all divisions.
No, I'm seeing, so it might just be D3, and that's because we had that little server hiccup at the beginning where I think everybody had to reconnect.
That might be it, yeah.
Oh, and there's 4 McLaren.
That might be
there's
wild.
6 McLarens in the top 7. Oh no, it's a disaster.
Oh
No.
man, and
Please don't forget about it tomorrow.
Oh no.
That is a bit rough. Yeah, and that, I guess, not to these drivers are rapid up here, but yeah, that is a good car to be in if there's not going to be a BOP.
Yeah.
Well, top 6 out of 7 are all McLaren, so that's pretty good. Pretty good.
And the other one is a Ferrari, which is like, kind of close to McLaren levels there.
I'm clicking the button to see. So what? Looking at the custom BOP list, so it would appear the McLaren only had 10 kilos.
That's not that much.
Not that much. BMW also had 10. So I mean, come on, Justin, what's going on? You also had the same advantage, down in 10th place. Ford Mustang, we do have some of those on the grid. They had 15 kilos of BOP. But
it's interesting seeing so few Mustangs compared to last season. I think everybody got it out of their system.
Yeah.
As for me, somebody who has bad experiences with Mustangs on track, I'm glad to see less Mustangs. But we do have 2 Mustangs, I think. Or no, 3. We've got 3 on track right now, right? Something like that.
I think the team with the biggest detriment because of this BOP mix-up, it's got to be the 488 Ferraris. They were supposed to have negative 30 kilos of advantage. They're just running with a vanilla BOP. Gosh, you hate to see it because I love that car and I love the Aaron brothers, but not too much
rough
fun.
night, but we'll see.
Gonna be a rough night as we're coming here. Second to last turn. We are almost ready to get this underway. We've got the TC8 racing team up on the first 2 rows of the grid. Samuel Cortez and Wilder Vargas. Sean Daniels in that GRR Cool Runnings McLaren. And Quentin Shatner, Midfields Masters McLaren. We will see how they go off the line. Wilder Vargas a little far ahead. Bring it back. We don't want to see any drive-through penalties off the hop here. As we come up to the line, waiting on those green lights.
Green light.
We are off and away.
There we go.
Cortez getting
like
a huge jump on Daniels.
Yeah.
Already got 3 wide, little bumping there in the back.
Uh-oh.
Is it such a tight first corner?
No
Let's
whammy,
see
no
if anyone
whammy.
has some box.
Keep
At
it.
the first part. Oh, we're 4 wide back there a little ways.
Boy.
Quinn had a great braking into turn 1 there.
Boy, everybody doing kind of okay to survive.
Yep. Things mostly clean.
Mostly clean. We must have had a little bit of a bump here. This is Mr. Cowley who just a little bit of a tap in. Yeah, that's a shame.
Barely. Tough break, but at least it's maybe not too much damage and they'll be able to catch up.
So, had Mr. Wilder Vargas getting a huge jump now over. Okay, so we do have Quentin Shatner. Wow, hang on. Please hold. What happened? What on earth happened to Mr. Sean Daniels? I'm gonna try to go back and get a replay. I didn't catch it, but that's that very
Break into the hairpin.
the hairpin. We didn't see exactly what happened, but there must have been contact there. Sean Daniels starting from P2 on the grid, all the way back down now in 35th place.
Oh, no.
That is unfortunate.
That is a huge shame.
That's going to be a tough one to overcome, but we'll see how.
Side by side with what McKechnie and one of the Lexuses there.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go with that's TJ Watts. Nice, keeping it clean before.
Yes.
Between the both.
Watts a
of them.
little bit of a defensive line. You saw McKechnie had to kind of back off of that one. A little bit of a Lexus sandwich here. We got Watts and Lee on either side.
Those are both cars you don't really want to be around on the straights in this track. Pretty much
That's
no matter
right.
what car you're in, the Lexus is a.
Oh.
It's more contact.
From
More
bad to
wrecks
worse
back
for the poor. Oh no!
Oh no! Just got into him just a little bit too close racing there.
Oh, and that's the worst spot to be because you just can't do anything. You basically just have to wait for everyone to pass on by and just hold your brakes.
Hold your
100%.
brakes.
Yeah, and it looks like the brakes were held there. So
You did a good job.
that was good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really like the backstretch here because you can draft, and it can really bring a lot of time difference in if you can catch that draft as well.
Yeah.
And I guess they got a
Vargas.
rule. They put the rule out. You can only make one move down the backstretch there. So you can't be swerving back and forth on a NASCAR style. So it doesn't allow you to be dangerous like that.
So Wilder Vargas here getting a decent jump on the competition. So he is 1.2 seconds ahead already of Mr. Quentin Shatner, who is himself already 3 seconds ahead of Samuel Cortez. So these top two trying to make a break in these first laps of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, they're definitely getting some clean air, and if I'm Shatner there, I'd almost be just happy keeping behind Vargas for a little while and, just work together, kind of keep, eking out that gap and let everyone else fight behind.
Yeah, exactly. That's a smart move early in the races. Not if you're up front, try not to race each other too hard, and just try to get away from the pack as much as you can, so you can race hard later on. I think.
Yeah, you just want to make sure you stay within slipstream range there. For that.
Yeah, exactly.
That back straight there.
Wonder if we'll see any bump drafting tonight.
Gotta be careful. You gotta change your braking points a little bit.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, especially with how long this straight is.
Oh yeah.
If you're not looking down, you could make that turn 8, pretty challenging on yourself.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know how much more in speed you get. I don't think I've ever paid attention to it, so it'd be interesting to know. But it's quite a few...
kind of depends on where you're bumping, and I don't know with the McLarens if I don't know how close they are to the top speed there as far as gearing goes. Like I know on the Nissan, for example, you're pretty much at the limit gearing. Oh, as we're going side by side into turn, no, it looks like Laz backs out of that. However, gets a
He's
bit
gonna
of a
make a
run.
move here on the inside. Watch out!
That was very close.
Wow, awesome
Look at this.
aggression from John Laz here.
Yeah, and Colin Shea there too, with trying to hang it on the outside, keeping up that pace. But all this is also bringing May really into this.
Oh,
That was so close.
That was very close.
You guys are right on the limit.
Absolutely, yeah.
A little bump in here, pretty quick.
Great clean racing between
Yeah,
everybody, though.
absolutely. So everyone's hitting their braking points and trying not to get into anyone.
I saw McKechnie in the background there trying to make a sniff up the inside of D. Watts, and I think he ended up losing out a bit of drive under real threat here, side by side with Curtis Lee. Yeah.
So when you're in the Lexus, what is your top speed on the backstretch there?
I think the Lexus, obviously it depends on setup. In a setup I was running, I was making it up to like 291.
Wow. Wow.
So it's fast.
That's very
With
fast.
no wing, and the McLaren's 287, I think, is what I got it to. So that's a lot.
Yeah, it's fast. I think the Lexus with no wing can hit upwards of like the high 290s.
Oh,
It's a fast,
Yeah.
ridiculously fast car. However, the Lexus with no wing here does make that sector 3 pretty tricky.
Oh,
so,
I'm sure.
It definitely,
It's a fine balance to
Yeah.
making sure you got enough grip on the rears, because you're very fast there.
Yeah.
And sometimes when these guys are drafting and they start pulling up beside your door and you're going into that fast right-hander there, it's just like you got to hold onto the seat and the steering wheel, because you're definitely going to get into some bumping and wrecking sometimes.
Yeah, it's an interesting one there.
John Laz still all over the bumper. Cortez ahead. I'm hoping to see a move here. Give us a little bit of excitement.
Cortez is doing a good job just keeping on his line and not making any mistakes, so it's hard to pass a guy when you're doing that.
Further down the field, this is Mr. May's teammate in the racing team, GTR. This is Justin Rosenthal, who's actually representing Mr. May's livery here. This was the Red Arrows inspired, British themed GTR. We got the Union Jack on the side or end plates there, or the wing. Very nice looking car. That's what we were supposed to see on Milton's car.
Yeah. I think Rosenthal is also new to the league as well. And already done a few races with him, through League in a Week. And just going straight to D3.
Love to see.
Now the GTR, I think this is a car that's going to be benefiting, because granted not much, because I'm pretty sure it's just +5.
Exactly that, +5 BOP.
Yeah, so it's not much, but I guess everything. Wow, nice. Just getting a really good run there out of that, and being able to capitalize off of
like Alan bobbled just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Porsche is such a tricky car to drive.
It is, yeah. It definitely is, especially if you're attempting lower wing.
Exactly. Ooh.
And once again, John Laz, by the end of that straight, almost side by side with Cortez ahead, but respectfully backs out. This is a 1 hour long race. We got 50 minutes left to go.
Yes.
No need
Well, and I
to
think
make
that
all
might
the
be
moves,
also
but-
just trying to
Oh no, he was. Oh no.
He kept it from wrecking, so.
You know,
But he
contact
lost, but
there.
2 spots.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's rough. I mean, he was well alongside. I don't know how that contact will be viewed by the stewards, but yeah, losing out 2 positions there. John Laz now down in 6th place.
Yeah.
That corner there, you're always sucking down, you know, to the inside because it's got a little bit of bank on it, and I've seen a lot of wrecks there before.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to go side by side, you know, and to judge where the other car is.
Yes.
Looks like we have a drive-through already.
No,
Uh-oh. Oh,
we got
Mr. Burke.
Aiden Burke. What happened?
Burke.
Oh,
Yeah, that's. I mean, because I mean we're definitely, you know, 10 minutes into the race. My guess is that is track limits.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a shame.
Are
that
you allowed to
that
pit as well as have a drive-through, or?
nope, can't
you
clear
have
them
to
both at the same
You have to
time.
serve it. Yeah, you have to
Gotcha.
serve it. Yeah, so it's got to be, you know, within 3 laps, and yeah, so yeah, that's a shame. This is definitely. I think we're gonna see a few of those. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
it's
I
it's
agree.
too easy to get track limit violations here. So
But it's a nicer pit lane than getting a track limits drive-through at Indy, though.
yeah. Oh yeah.
We were there
It is.
the other day for the Pro-Am, and it's like, that is a long, long pit lane. It's like as long as this backstretch here.
Yeah.
McKechnie now
That's a-
going side by side with Phil Brown
There
ahead.
we go.
Coming
Is
into
anyone
this
gonna-
fast right-hander.
Is anyone going to give? No, they're not. Oh,
Oh, he holds
Oh,
it along
wow.
the outside.
wow.
Stays within track
Yeah.
limits.
Goodness.
Amazing grip. Oh, he got in there hot.
Still.
Wow. look at
Justin
him go.
McKechnie, he's holding these outside lines.
Oh, little bump.
Oh, finally loses
Wow.
out there.
That's a.
Does he die?
That's a controller driver too.
That's
like
true.
the craziest, craziest thing. That's so clean between them, and they're still going at it.
That was pretty amazing. You don't see that often, getting out of there without wrecking.
Look at the precision on that joystick.
I'm going to get my controller back out if he's that good.
He
Oh, my
backs out. I
goodness.
thought he was going to go for that move on the inside there.
I
Wisely
did
backs
too.
out.
That's a tricky braking zone, but that's kind
That's
of
good.
putting him not into the best position here.
Right.
Definitely under
McLaren
pressure.
is looking.
Hungry, yeah. That is
Yes.
a hungry McLaren behind him.
And here comes the parrot, or the toucan, or whatever
Yeah,
he said it was.
sends it down.
Oh,
On the
you got a
inside,
good run.
he's gonna hold it out.
Got a good run.
Yeah.
Oh, was that
Oh,
Stephen? Was that music
That's
behind?
a
Getting a little squirrely?
Mustang. Was that? I think a Mustang doing some
Dancing back there.
Mustang things. Yeah, that's a fade there, or
Or-
the Mustang.
no, I think that's
Oh,
a back
What?
mark. Sorry, that's a blue flag.
that's a blue flag.
That was
I
Henry
see.
Ramirez. Okay. Whew,
I
that scared
see.
me for a second.
Also new to the league.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Going on board here, we got Curtis Lee. I want to see if this Lexus, so the driver ahead, John Laz, doesn't have any slipstream helping him out down this straight, whereas the Lexus, I'm expecting to potentially just blow right past. Look at
It's just
this.
not even fair.
The V8 power.
We're going to wave at him as he goes by. I saw a
Yeah.
YouTube of Dale Earnhardt drafting Jeff Gordon today, and it's like, watch him wave as he goes by, doing in Talladega, doing 200 miles an hour. I was like, oh my,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. That thing sounds like a NASCAR too. So
It's the best sounding car in the game. It's just
yeah,
screams.
absolutely.
So some good action here. We've got.
Oh no! Oh, no! Save it! Save it! Save it!
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
nice save.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just burned a little life off those tires, but it's all good.
It's okay. That's okay. So this is Samuel Cortez. He's going backwards a bit. So he has been passed. He down in 5th place now. He apparently got passed by Shea and May, and under big pressure here from Watson Lee in these Love of Lexus. A big old V8's hunting him down right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe got some tires warmed up a little too much. Lost some grip, possibly.
That is swapping positions.
Yeah, that's team orders.
That's team orders for sure.
They don't drive for the McLaren F1. There's no order there.
And that's DJ going past Curtis.
Correct.
Believe,
This
right?
is Curtis now down 7th place, letting his teammate DJ Watts up ahead into 6th. Looking ahead, we got Milton May doing well to keep in touch with Colin Shea ahead. So this would be for the final step of the podium. 3rd place here, Mr. Colin Shea.
Yeah, he's not quite in drafting. Maybe a little bit he is,
So
but he won't be able to catch him.
Yeah, 0.5 on the relative. And I'm surprised it's not coming down, to be honest. Maybe Colin Shea running a relatively low wing setup on that Ferrari.
I know the Ferrari could hit a pretty high speed at, surprisingly, at low wing.
A couple seasons back, I was running maybe 4 or 5 wing, and we were hitting 284 on the end of that big straight. So not the fastest of all cars, but
yeah, I want to say 0 wing was like 288 or something crazy I saw in the Discord earlier.
Yeah, but 0 wing, I mean, come on. You still have to drive the car.
Who's running 0 wing? I mean, Sector 3 would be such... I mean, I'm terrible at driving a Ferrari, so I mean, Sector 3 would be difficult on any wing in that car for me, but
yeah,
that would make it really challenging.
That's what I've noticed about the McLaren driving it. I mean, you have, I think I got a one on it for a wing, and it still is, does really well, so I was surprised.
Yeah, it's got some efficient aero, that's for sure.
Yeah, they say that car makes the most of its downforce with the diffuser, so yeah, cranking the wing down, not a huge hit to performance. As we see perhaps the first of our pitters.
Do a little strategy here, maybe.
Yeah, so for reference, so the rules for this race, so there is a mandatory tire change, no refueling allowed. So you would expect that most people would be doing their stops around the 30-minute mark of the did he have true?
Oh, maybe. That is a little early.
I didn't see it on the board, but he just kept on going. Okay, we're gonna.
Did we miss? Did we?
Maybe we missed the pit stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have been down at the beginning.
But so now Samuel Cortez continuing to go backwards. He has been passed by DJ Watts, and under big pressure from Curtis Lee, who has the slipstream of his teammate and is using it to just walk past Cortez.
Oh, they're so close.
A little bit of rubber banding there, but yeah, he is just well clear by the end of the straight. Look at that.
Yep.
Excellent teamwork out of the 2 Lexus boys, but Lee with the extra speed.
Over speed.
Pushing back. Let's see.
Oh, he's in well hot to this turn as well.
Wide.
True Lexus line.
Trying to hold it around the outside, but Cortez gets the
They
position
pulled it back.
maintains 6th place.
Yeah, Curtis there, I think, just not expecting how much overspeed he had there. Going into that.
It's easy to do on that one. If you miss a braking point, there's no slowing down.
The Lexus doesn't offer a lot of turn-in to try to recover from anything like that,
So with that little bit of a bobble, Phil Brown and Justin McKechnie have entered the fray here. This is a super hot battle. So between Cortez, starting from 5th place, DJ Watts, down to 10th place, Rodrigo Fernandez. This is a super hot battle. 5th through 10th place, all within just a second or 2 on track.
Yes, that is a good battle right there. One little slip and you will lose a position for sure.
Coming through this super tight hairpin, coming onto the... Got to make a little lift here to get through this right-hander, and then a flat-out left-hand kink to get onto this back straight. I figure this is a decent enough time to check back in with our leader, Mr. Wilder Vargas. He hasn't been doing a whole lot this race just because he is so far clear of the competition, has built himself a 2.5-second gap to Mr. Q Shatner behind, still in 2nd place. Another great race out of him, kind of a lonely race. Colin Shea, 3.7 seconds on my race control off of 2nd place. So yeah, 1 and 2 still just kind of having a nice casual Sunday drive while everybody else is fighting for their lives out there.
I would not mind doing that myself tomorrow. So
Yeah.
let's hope that's what happens. So
That will not be happening for me tomorrow.
right.
So on this occasion, we're watching as Curtis Lee has now made the move stick, getting past Samuel Cortez up into 6th place. Cortez dropping, I believe he was once up in 3rd place, dropping down to 7th.
Look, you're right. Oh, he swung wide. He's gonna lose another. Ooh, maybe not.
Nope.
Thought he was.
His tires must be howling right now. I mean, this is the point. So it is a little early potentially to
we got
pit.
pit stops.
But yeah, exactly. And that's what I was just about to say. Hey, if
Got the
things aren't
taxi
going
in.
your way, and maybe you got traffic, maybe you're having trouble fighting, take a time out, take a breather, get a fresh set of rubber on your car, and let's see what we can do in the second half of this race.
Absolutely. Maybe make some tire pressure adjustments as well if your pressures are too high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hot track this week.
Early for a pit stops, but the undercut is likely pretty strong. Is that
So that was a little bit of a hiccup in the connection. He's still in the server. Maybe.
Oh,
Milton May, he's still
Did
there.
he get disconnected?
No.
he's going offline now?
He's flickering a little bit. He knows he's having trouble.
Yep. And I think he also overtook Colin Shea there off track. So, yep, and he's flashing to let him.
Yeah, I would imagine that what
So
we saw
I
is him
think-
dropping away. He probably had a big old screen freeze there.
Yeah, my guess is he had
that's
that
off track.
whatever issue he was having there, and then backed out of, because they were side by side there, and probably backed out of it because he got a little spooked by it.
Yeah, so this is, I guess, the time to note that Mr. May is driving from the other side of the pond. He does live in England, and so the connection, it's staying stable, but we got to keep an eye on that as the race goes on.
Yeah,
He's no longer on a laptop. I think he's back on his PC.
That is true. He
Oh
did
my
get his
goodness.
PC back.
Still on controller though. Still on controller.
Another controller hero.
Yep.
it's pretty scary when it freezes on you just for a millisecond. You're just like, oh my gosh.
Especially when you're side by side.
Yes, exactly.
Going into the long straight and side by side into a hairpin. Yeah, you don't want to be you don't want freezes happening at that point.
Yeah, or your steering going out, like losing power. I've not had that happen, but some guys are like, oh, my steering just went dead, and then it's like they just veer off the track, and you're like, oh man, that's gotta be horrible.
So a little bit of action finally up at the front here. I don't know if Mr. Vargas had some trouble or Mr. Shatner has just been putting in some crushing laps, but the gap between first and second place is down to only a half a second.
Yeah,
Some
that's
potential for
interesting.
action here as we're watching them come down this big long back straight.
Wonder if he got behind some lap traffic in a bad spot or something like that allowed him to catch up, possibly.
That is a good point. You do see on the track map there, that is a blue flag that they just went past. Wonder if he played a part in this battle.
It's possible.
Is he?
Oh, here we go.
Wow!
Oh, we got him wide.
The fake
We got
out,
him
yeah.
wide.
Look at that.
Wow.
So Shatner, you can tell he wasn't really going to go for a move there, but it just psyched out Vargas, who went wide there through that long, fast right-hander. Basically handed the position. Quentin Shatner now leading this race.
That's pretty amazing compared to, or considering he had such a big lead earlier.
Yeah, just in a couple laps here, this has completely turned around.
Let's see if he can put some time on him, and we'll see if it's a fluke or if he's really got the speed.
I want to point out there, Carlos Guzman, where I see in the chat somebody pointed this out. Going from P40 to P10 in the first 24 minutes into the race.
Wow.
That's some pretty serious pace. And granted, this the Mustang is getting a bit of a buff with no bop, but still that's some serious pace out of him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really, really good.
See how it shakes out. The number of people ahead of him who had pitted. I'm looking at my board now. There's maybe 3 or 4. So with that super slow Bentley.
Yeah.
What is happening
That was-
there? I believe that's Mr. Martin Riggs, blue flag down in 38th, kind of held up that Mustang there for a second, it looked like. Hashtag blame Martin.
Yeah.
Had to say. So Milton May, his internet is holding strong, still up here in 4th place. We had Stephanie with a little bit of drama. See if I can
What
get a
time
quick
is it in
replay
the UK?
here.
It's got to be really late,
Very late for sure.
or very early.
Yeah.
I think it's like
Yeah.
6 hours difference from Tulsa, so that's really late.
Oops. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's a thing that happens. That was a little happening between Mr. Jeremy Yaron and Stephanie Fisher. You know, two don't really go into one in that turn there, especially not when there's not room given.
It looked a bit synchronized though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet they won't see it that way though.
So, gotta take a look back. This is Rob Moorhead, 11th place. Speaking of beautiful liveries, this is very nice looking Stardust Competizione, West Coast, Best Coast. Loving this Audi right now, down in 11th place.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Really good looking.
So we've got our first pitter of the front runners. This is Mr. Colin Shea pitting from 3rd place. 34 minutes left in this race, so I think a good time to do it. This is about where I would be targeting my first pit stop.
Cool. This is a good spot. If I were Vargas, I would definitely be coming in the pits and seeing if I could put any over or undercut rather.
Yep, time to start thinking about that, as now Shatner has built up a 1.1 second gap over Vargas behind, so well out of slipstream range here.
Yeah, he's really got some pace right now. Be interesting to see what happened there when we get the replay later on, but he is definitely going the right direction.
So not a whole lot of close on-track battles here. We're looking at Sean Daniels showing down in 13th place, right behind Mr. Pat Cockcroft in that lovely Irish Plan E Racing Porsche. It's super confusing having that upside-down Ferrari logo on the side of a Porsche. I don't know what they're doing to me.
I was wondering what that was.
What is going on there? Sean Daniels making a good run here. We're going to see, with the help of that lack of BOP, making a huge run. Big overspeed.
Wow, that's fast.
It doesn't help that the Porsche is just helpless.
Yeah.
Yeah, the straight line is. Yeah.
Another one here. We got Sean Williams in the Steffes Designs Champion Motorsports Ferrari, right up behind another Ferrari of M. Cowley. Little squirrely there coming into that double apex right-hander, but keeping it well tight, keeping it active. Here, Mike Cowley in the Riot Motorsports 296 Ferrari. Good battle here. This is for 14th and 15th place on the track.
Good to see Cowley back. I haven't seen him.
Oh, drama.
Is that Vargas?
That's Vargas.
Yeah.
Do a quick
what
replay
happened?
here. I click my button and it's going to show me Willie Vargas alone on track, coming down into turn 1 to start his next lap. A blue flag driver ahead.
No.
Oh no. He thought that the space was going to be given. It was not.
Ah, man. That's unfortunate.
So blue flag rules in this league: if you're within 1 second and you're shown a blue flag, you have 1 full lap to yield the position. It's not like Formula 1 rules where you have to dive out of the way and let the guy go. So, Wilder Vargas there was maybe expecting that more space would have been given, but yeah, there was no space there, and that's a big hit, dropping from 2nd place down now into 5th place behind Mr. Steven Music.
And definitely hurt some of his tires there, I'm sure, spinning around.
At this point, definitely, it's time to pit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think for a lot of these drivers, it would be a good time to pit.
Yeah,
also for
absolutely.
Shatner there in the lead. I mean, unless you're feeling really comfortable, you
Yeah.
definitely have a lot of breathing space now. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if he's got much damage or if he'll fix the damage.
Yeah.
That might take a lot of time to get back out.
Yeah, I mean, that would be potentially front-end damage. You really need that arrow, especially for this turn we're watching here, to get it turned in. If it's only a couple seconds, I think it's well worth doing, as we see Mark Anthony Eaton going a little wide here.
Oh, cutting back on him.
Keeps it well under
Got in
control.
the door.
Saves himself 13th place, just ahead of Mr. Robert Almeida. Very good looking BMW here, the PHR Taxi Miami team.
He got a good run off that corner right there.
So,
He's in
what?
the pits.
Is he pitting? Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah,
I didn't
he
know
just
where he
pit.
was on track.
You just pit. Yeah.
I thought he returned to garage for a second there. Okay, so we're good. So this is so as we predicted, Mr. Vargas doing his pit stop now after that spin. We'll have to keep an eye on where he comes back out on track. In fact, most of our front runners are doing the same. We've got Caleb Craig continuing on. But,
Shatner's in the pits right now.
Yep, Shatner, Watts, Lee, Williams, Vargas, Music, Guzman, they're all pitting. This is going to be interesting to see where everybody comes out.
Yeah, for sure. They might be very close together.
Jumping on board now with Mr. Vargas. As he has completed his pit stop, will be coming out of the pits we see on the track. He's going to be coming out 393 car. Who was? We had Shatner. Wow, look at the gap there. So Shatner coming out of this slow right-hander onto the back straight.
He had to have repaired damage.
Vargas must have repaired damage. Absolutely. Yeah. No other explanation for that gap.
That might have been a significant amount of damage.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good hit.
Yeah, and so look at the positions lost. So because of that, now Colin Shea, Bill Brown, John Laz, DJ Watts, Rodrigo Fernandez.
Drive through for Eaton.
Have all. Oh, there's more. Gosh, Vargas.
Yeah, he's way back. 20th spot. There. I don't know who's. I think most people's probably pitted by now. Maybe a few still out there.
Yeah, so looking. So for the folks at home, so you see the 1 on the board next to those guys' names in the orange color there. That's how many stops they have to take. As we see, Mark Anthony Eaton used up one too many of those speed coupons, got himself a drive-through penalty. We'll see if he takes it. Nah, you got 3 laps to do it. He doesn't have to do it right away. So let's see. So Quentin Shatner, lead of this race, has got himself a 2.3 second gap over our new second place driver. This is Mr. Colin Shea, making his way past a little bit of blue flag traffic here, coming down into turn 1. Got Phil Brown now promoted to the podium positions. Overall, I know it shows 7th place on the board here, but after pit stops, Phil Brown showing 3rd place.
You can make up a lot of time during the pit stops if you can hit that marker for the speed limit on there just right, and the way that you pit and get out of the pits. It's sometimes you can get a lot of spots.
Not only that, but I think the undercut's really quite strong here. I mean, because he was battling. Now, something had to have happened to Justin McKechnie, because that is, if I remember correctly, it wasn't that long ago that McKechnie was in front of Phil Brown.
Well, so a little bit of information here from Race Control. It gives me
too.
Milton
He
May
was in P4.
Run, yeah, and so that's exactly where I was going with that. So it shows time stopped for pit stops, right? So top drivers, fastest pit stops, 32 seconds. Gonna throw some quick math at you here. Milton May had a 39-second stop, probably for damage. Justin McKechnie, 36 seconds, probably for damage. Wilmer Vargas, 37
just
seconds.
A
Ooh,
drive
that's
through.
so
I
bad.
just
Did he?
sorry to interrupt you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can't get a drive through.
I was just
Oh,
looking at this
no.
controller on controller battle, and yeah, Justin McKechnie going just a little bit wide there at turn 8, and yeah, getting a drive through. Oh,
That's gonna be a killer right there.
yeah. Sorry for interrupting.
No,
there.
I mean
That
that's important information. That's huge drama and a shame because McKechnie, a fan favorite here, had a great race going. Oh man, that's a heartbreak.
Fernandez is holding out pretty well there, 9th.
Yep, looking racy. A little bit of blue traffic ahead. He's trying to clear to make his way back up to next. For position would black and gold Porsche you see there of John Laz. He's just got to make his way quickly past this 488 Ferrari. He'll probably have a chance to do it on this straight here. So we've got Mr. Cockcroft is the last of our holdouts, 25 minutes into this race, and he is just loving his first set of tires.
That's amazing on a Porsche. Tires wear out on the back so quickly for a lot of people, so he must know how to drive that thing really well.
Yeah. So Quentin Shatner, Colin Shea he's brought the gap down a bit, only 1 second now ahead, potentially maybe going to be trying to make a comeback here in this race.
Yeah, might be smelling the front, so he might be wanting to get some heat on him.
Yeah. So this is Wilder Vargas right up behind Mr. Mark Anthony Eaton, who has not yet made his pit stop. So this isn't really a battle for position overall, but it is a battle on track. Mr. Eaton is allowed to defend here. We'll see how much it holds up. Vargas, love to get on with this race. Try to hunt down Steven Music. Vargas does have the fastest lap of the race so far, a 155.230, but a little traffic ahead preventing him from doing anything.
Eaton had to serve his drive-through last time, so I bet he'll come to the pits this time.
Hope so. As we jump on board with Mr. Milton May, right up behind Zodi Fade, the midfield Masters McLaren. This is a battle track for 8th and 9th place, I believe. Pat Cockcroft has come in, so that'll clear from the board now.
See where he comes back out after staying out so long. It's gonna be
We'll see if it was worth it.
Or a bad decision.
Yeah.
I was curious where he was running before the pit stop started, so he has fallen like a rock. Uh-oh.
He was. I saw him go over that inside curb there, and that was his 4th offense. Track limits. Milton May. Oh no, goes from bad to worse. The controller
not getting treated fairly.
that's a shame.
That is a shame.
So that'll drop him way back as well. Look at all the traffic up ahead of him too.
Oh, see him? Oh. Okay, I'm seeing some chatter in the chat. We can't see the race time. Let me get on that for you.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
He drove in super hard on that one.
Yeah, Yarn just jumps out. I'm not quite sure which Yarn brother that is, but tries to jump out. That's blacked or lapped traffic there.
Yes. That was a deep, deep dive.
And the 488 is probably a tough car to drive right now without the BOP with all these other cars.
I bet it is. Probably a handful.
Yeah, that's 30 kilos that he wasn't expecting to need to haul around this track. So I mean, that's tire life. That's again.
It looks like May there still with the internet issues.
Yeah, the internet issues flaring up again, serving his drive-through penalty. Hopefully he stays connected. That was a close one.
Man,
such a horrible.
He's in the chat. He's serving his drive-through while in the chat.
Get your head down and get back into the race. What are you doing, kid?
Can't drive with a controller with
Yeah.
one hand.
These controller players.
All right.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe got one of those ones that you can put in your mouth and control it, so that way you
Well,
can type at the same time.
Yeah.
I know I always see Justin McKechnie. He'll be down straights and typing in chats and stuff. I'm always like,
Oh, so
man,
I see Visual Anthony of the Visual Sim Sports team pop it into chat. Do we have any visual drivers on the grid this in D3 here? Shout them out if we do. And so I did fix the little overlap we had on the screen, so you can see top of your screen now. It is visible finally. We got 20 minutes and 40 seconds left in this race. Plenty of action as we're seeing Rodrigo Fernandez hot on the heels of Mr. John Laz in that black and gold Porsche.
yeah, great showing from both of them. They definitely have, I think, been able to take good advantage of others' misfortune and keep things, relatively clean themselves. So yeah, 5th and 6th for both of those running.
Laz, what he almost spun out getting bumped together there
I know, yeah.
earlier, so he's kept it together well.
Yeah, bit of a recovery there. Yeah.
We got
Katner's got out to 1.4 second lead now, so it looks like he's stretching it a little bit.
is here. We're looking now. This is a battle for the final podium position. This is Mr. DJ Watts in that beautiful Love of Lexus black and white car, hunting down Mr. Phil Brown ahead. Only a 0.3 of a second gap between the two as they come through this final little wiggle. Going to be coming onto the back straight here, and I'm going to be excited to see what this big old V8 is going to be able to do coming up behind this BMW.
Hard, it's difficult because it's hard around that turn right there. It's easy to.
Ooh, but Brown wide didn't get a great line.
He's got a great run here.
He's done.
Oh, how many defensive moves are we allowed to make? That,
Yeah.
He was just trying to break the toe. I wouldn't call that a multiple move. I'm going to let that one slide. I'm a steward now.
I think he got loose, so he got to wiggling a little bit. So, because Donnie's cheering in his seat as the Lexus goes by.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, there we go. With purple
way
lap too,
wide.
as Phil goes very wide there.
Just misses turning point there, and now he's wide again. Got flustered probably by him getting by him for his podium.
Yeah, well, he can't slack off too hard. So 2.7 seconds behind Brown. In 5th place is the other Lexus of Mr. Curtis Lee, who, if he's not careful, he's going to have some trouble on his hands. You see them there in the background.
They are definitely within mirror seeing distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they're cooking. So
yeah, all three of those guys got some good pace right there.
So this is Curtis Lee, John Laz, and Rodrigo Fernandez, 5th, 6th, and 7th place on track, covered by just 1 second, and in a bit of a scrap here. See coming turn 1, nice and tidy. Not too much happening here. We come down towards turns 3 and 4 here. Super technical. I said it in the beginning. I'm going to say it. It's an ugly track. I don't know what they were thinking. I hate looking at it. But as a driver, this is just awesome fun to drive, to learn, to master, to perfect. Super fast, super technical. These D3 drivers, they're eating it up right now.
yeah.
How many gallons of paint it took to paint all this?
I know, yeah.
A lot of paint.
Yeah, and to go on with that fun, it's at least fun during a race. I don't know how much fun, for me at least, it is during, as we have here, Rodrigo with a great
Rodrigo
run.
with the overspeed.
Got him. Porsche lacking the straight line. Had to give it. Oh,
Keeping it clean, keeping it tight. Is there any response here coming into sector 3? Right.
I think he's got him. Here comes Cortez back, fighting back a little bit.
Yeah, good call out there. This is Samuel Cortez, started, I believe, P4.
And dropped back quite a bit. Looks like
Dropped
he's
back a bit, was
recovering.
having trouble, but 8th place, still a respectable finish here out of Mr. Samuel Cortez.
Vargas up to 11th. So
Yeah.
he's moving forward for sure.
Yeah, making the charge. Big old gap still to Steven Music ahead. Not sure he's going to be able to break into this top 10, but has set a new fastest lap of the race with a 154.6, which is faster
driving mad.
faster than most people's qualifying times. Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
You
that's
drive
quick.
angry,
Yeah,
you're faster.
yeah, definitely has you know, something to show for here too. So, I mean, yeah, that's you know, and it's tough to have pace and, you know, have something go wrong like that, and then, you know, try to make up position. But I mean, hey, I if he's getting fastest lap, you know, with that fastest lap, I mean, his head's probably down, and, you know, just putting it together.
He's in the zone.
So a lap later, John Laz has done well to stay in touch with Rodrigo Fernandez ahead. The positions are now reversed to Porsche, getting the slipstream off of the Ferrari on this back straight, but wow, from this view, does not look like he's making up any ground at all. In fact, the gap on race control is growing. It's going from 0.5 up to 0.6 seconds. He's actually losing speed while being in the draft.
On the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Of all cars too.
Okay.
Like if that was something like the Lexus, you know, that'd be like, sure, yeah, that's understandable. But now he does have some front damage. I don't know if that's enough to you know, be hurting, but it definitely could be hurting his top end there. And man, that's just frustrating. I know how that feels being in the Aston in season 10, and I was struggling so much in sector 3, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna suck it up and run a higher downforce setup. And yeah, that's painful. I remember the exact same thing happening with a Bentley. So yeah, I know that feeling.
So as we mentioned earlier, this is Phil Brown, who was passed by DJ Watts for third place, has fallen under pressure by that other Lexus that we warned him about. This is Curtis Lee behind, has closed the gap to only 0.4 of a second. With 13 minutes left in this race, boy, he's coming, and he's coming fast.
Here he comes.
Phil Brown a little wide there through turn 2, an opportunity perhaps side by side.
Oh, and he let him go.
Oh, yeah, you don't
know,
want to fight it too hard.
Yeah, live to fight another day. Nothing wrong with that. Coming onto the back straight here, if he can stay within the slipstream, maybe he could pull a little something back.
Now, with most cars, that's a pretty good strategy. Lexus, that's a tough
He's
strategy.
like, see you later.
The Lexus ahead, I don't think it's going to happen.
Like a SpaceX rocket taking off.
Man, I just want to point out, this is such a great showing so far for my Lexus brethren here. Love of Lexus.
Third and
fourth. That's great.
Yeah,
Does Watts making any time up on Shea at all?
So the gaps up ahead, we can read them off to you. Shatner ahead with a 1.4 second gap to Shea. Shea, 5 full seconds to Mr. DJ Watts in third place. I do not see that one coming down anytime soon. With 13 minutes left in this race, that would be a hard sell for me personally.
Yeah, unless he has a hiccup, which it doesn't look like he's going to.
Yep.
Shea, he's had a very clean, very steady race. That's, you know, we haven't said too much about him, I don't think.
Hasn't really been involved.
It's been a pretty quiet race, but
Yep.
I mean, I feel like he's starting to close that gap a little bit to Fatner, so things might be getting a little bit more exciting for him. But
yeah, exactly. It's time to really go now. So these guys are smart. You know, they just race the track. They try not to race each other. You know, a faster car in the early section comes to you. You know, let them by, and you get them back later, and just don't try to wreck yourself. And I think that's what a lot of these front guys do, is just race the track. And then here the last 10 minutes, it's time to race the other guys.
Yeah.
So Donovan, help me out here for a second. I'm not seeing it on the board. Does the Lexus have just no BOP for this track?
No, it doesn't. It's at 0.
Okay,
so the Lexus is unchanged.
Unchanged, got it. Okay, just had to check.
Shade's within a second now, so he's made up some time, certainly.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's getting close.
So Shatner ahead. He's in sight.
Slipstream. Yeah, it's close to the slipstream. here
He
on the back
Catch a
straight.
little, he can make up a little time on this lap. He will definitely be in the full slipstream.
I think he made up a few tenths on Shatner.
Yeah, I believe it was
last lap,
1.2, so yeah, a couple tenths gap closed. As we see behind, this is Mr. Samuel Cortez getting a big ol' run on that Porsche ahead of John Laz. This is a super close battle. Oh. Will he making the move into the double apex right-hander?
Oh, pushed him up. Oh my goodness, he slid up.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
A little bit of a bump.
Oh, and John Laz losing out.
Oh.
And that area right there is super slick.
Yeah.
I know it's that paint when you hit it, it's just like there's no grip on it.
Yeah. Now something had to have happened to Laz there because he was running in like 7th.
That's
and Now
right.
this is falling down a little bit.
So he lost the position to Fernandez, I believe, that we missed.
No, we saw.
Or
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that one.
Okay.
We missed the others though.
Well, so he's only in 8th place now. I think it was just that
Wait,
Cortez caught him.
So that battle with. Oh, that was with. Oh, I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, that was with Rodrigo that we saw.
Yep.
Then we saw Cortez catch him up.
I got you.
Now, John Laz.
Gotta spell it out for me.
And it's not over for him. There's 10 minutes left in this race, and he's got Zodi Fade and Stephen Music right on his tail, just a second behind. It's not over yet for this poor Porsche.
Yeah.
Look at Vargas is down to 3.7 seconds behind Music now.
Yep.
Oh, 2.9 seconds.
Closing the gap.
I don't know. I think that I could see that gap closing up. Like I said, this driver's very fast. I mean, obviously he has purple fastest lap.
Yeah,
Right.
So let's take a look. So Stephen Music, last lap 157.2. Vargas 155.5. So because of this battling and a little bit of traffic, Laz and Fade and Music, they're opening themselves up to this TC8 racing team McLaren, who is just he's out for blood right now. He's not happy about how this race went for him.
He is in the zone. He is not happy.
Yep.
And remember, he had a bunch of damage repaired too. So I mean, even to get back into the top 10 would be pretty amazing.
So coming in.
Oh no!
Wow.
Drifting around
Saves it though, keeps it together.
Great looking drift. Great looking drift.
The Tokyo Drift, but hey, speak of the devil.
Yep.
There
he is.
That is now 0.4 seconds behind to Wilder Vargas.
Tires are probably looking red right now.
Yeah, those tires are not going to be happy, especially because it's hot.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
hot day in France. So.
Yeah, he is gonna definitely get real close, and then he'll have the backstretch to grab him.
So looking ahead, so this is John Laz keeping in touch with Cortez ahead, and being in that slipstream ahead, I think will save him from some of that pressure behind we were talking about. Zodi Fade behind about a second.
About wrecked.
Oh, that was really close there.
That was some,
He must miss his brake
sketch
point or
braking
something.
there.
Yeah.
Bit of a brown flag moment.
So
Yeah.
Fade.
And let Fade catch ups too.
Oh, Cortez got a really bad
Cortez.
exit coming onto the back straight.
Either that or did he?
What happened?
Maybe he had to lift. Maybe he's on 3 warnings and couldn't afford another track limits violation.
Or did he lift due to the contact from earlier?
I imagine why you would give up 2
He's going
places
really slow
He's
now.
and going
slow,
really
though.
slow. Is he out of fuel?
Oh man.
What is? I see no reason to be going this slow. I mean, he's now fallen to 9th place, about to lose 2 more positions to his teammate and to Stephen Music.
Yeah. He thought the race was over.
It's not over yet. Keep driving.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. It seems like he's going quite slow here, though.
Oh, he
And
is.
It's
He's
holding
a
up his
sit duck.
teammate as well.
Yep.
I wonder if they're in comms here. And
I was thinking to say, I wonder if this is a planned deal.
I mean, I can't imagine because at this point it's holding up Vargas as well.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, I don't know how you would say what the hell are you doing in Spanish, but surely
Yeah.
that must be what's going on here because
It's got it. Yeah. I mean, this is
You're like,
Yeah.
andale, andale.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a not the best situation for Vargas here.
Yeah, that's strange. Maybe his wheel died.
he seems to have picked it back up, so he's
Yeah.
doing a
I don't
little bit of the
think it's
turn and
fuel.
burn now. He's built the gap back up, so he's built a 1 second gap almost over Steven Music behind. Maybe, you know, we had some incidents last seasons where one of our drivers had his cat jump on his computer.
Yeah.
Any number
the
of
keyboard,
things could
yeah,
happen. So
yeah.
some IRL mechanical difficulties. Thankfully, though, Cortez appears to be back on it and holding on to this 9th place. As we look ahead, so this is the battle for 1-2, and it has tightened
Oh, look at that.
right up. Colin Shea within 0.4 of a second now of Mr. Quentin Shatner. 5 minutes left in this race, and boy, everything to race for. What are we going to get? 3 more laps, I think?
Yeah, shake and taste it now.
Absolutely.
Ooh, good run.
Going.
Shatner's going to do some defending now.
We'll
Yeah.
have to, for sure.
But 5 minutes, that's a long time.
We got to head back, though. It's Mr. Milton May. He had a little bit of a rough race. Brought it in 17th place now, getting right past that Ireland Porsche. Back up to the front. Quentin Shatner coming across the start-finish line here. 4 minutes, 41 seconds left. Yeah, my internal brain is telling me that's 3 laps left in this race.
Hell, oh man. Oh man. He drove in there hard.
Squeezing
Wonder if he's
right
gonna-
up.
He stays close onto the backstretch there. He'll be bump drafting him.
This is the mind game, you know. You may not be close enough for a move. You may have no intention of making a move, but to have a car right behind you like this, inches away from your rear bumper.
Yeah.
Quentin Shatner is feeling the pressure right now.
Yeah, he must be. Tires must be getting a little old on him.
Oh, yeah.
He's got him on the backstretch too.
Let's see it. What's the Ferrari got for us?
This is a good view. See if he can suck up there and get past him. Doesn't look like he's catching him.
It's not too much. No.
Really, yeah. Bit of ground gained, but not nearly enough to make this move work.
Yeah, there he
I
comes.
say as he gets closer. Oh, surely
Here he
not.
comes.
No.
Oh.
That's too late. Much too late. Yeah.
Way too.
But it is enough
Oh,
to
but wide.
off.
Very wide
Yeah,
from Shatner.
there.
We're gonna hit him.
Contact. Oh. Keeping it clean though. The,
That was good. Yeah, that was
there's
a
no
good bump.
death. A contact with no death. Which is,
Kept him straight. Nice, clean, straight hit.
you did mention bump drafting.
Yeah,
Not
but
there.
not there.
Not
But not
there.
there.
Oh no.
Easy, guys. Slow down.
Yeah, it's just getting, you know, I can feel, you know, there's 2 laps for these drivers, and you know, Colin J wants that win. So
Yeah, Shatner's probably a little rattled after that bump, thinking that he's going to get wrecked, and so now he's going to really try to protect it, because, like I said, we still got 2 laps easy left, I would think.
yeah, I'm sure the heart rate has
Oh, yeah.
spiked a bit there. So
It's amazing how your heart rate jumps up. Just, you know, you wouldn't think that, you know, doing this, but it really does, because it's, you know, intense.
Oh, this is hard work.
This is, yes.
I gotta-
super hard work.
Get hot and sweaty, and I got a fan that blows on me because I get hot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wonder if he's going to try this lap, or if he's going to make a last lap effort there. So it's a little bit closer this time. So if he can stay a little bit closer.
So as we come onto the back straight, we missed the moment, unfortunately.
Must
But
have
this
been.
is
Yeah.
Vargas getting past Steven Music, now getting up into 10th place, right behind his teammate, Mr. Cortez. So great recovery drive out of him. Love to see it. Jumping back on board. the straight is long enough that I could go back and look. And Colin Shea
He's towing him. He's towing
right
him.
up behind.
Does he get enough
Still
time?
not enough.
Does he pull
Oh,
alongside? Does he go for it?
Oh!
What?
Got loose, and he swung wide. because he thought he was going to hit him.
So Shat
It's not any
Wow.
driver either.
Oh my goodness, what a race.
Oh, boys, keeping it clean. You love to see it. I'm
So close.
Yeah.
I'm super curious
each other
about track
lots of room.
warnings there, though. Colin Shea going inside. That's track
pretty
limits.
sure both of
Shatner
them
outside.
Used a coupon there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Boy, they got to be worried about speaking of drive-throughs.
Yeah, fade getting one.
Oh,
Oh, Mr. Zodi, fade. Just add one more for good measure. there.
Horrible.
no.
Oh yeah, see it.
Oh,
There
this
we
is
go.
close.
This
Super
is going to be. We might
go.
get a little more.
The white
bumping.
flag is waving. This is the last lap of this race.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it
Oh
all
my
you can.
goodness, this is going to be a good one.
This is gonna be a
Something's
classic.
going to give, I promise.
Yeah.
It's like the Ferrari can break so much farther into there and catches him.
Yeah. You notice it really coming up into turn 3 here. Like right here, every time we've seen, I notice
Yes.
he tends to get up on the back of
Oh
the
man, it's
McLaren
close. It's very
right
close.
there.
Oh, he goes for the move
he's
inside.
sending it into the
There's
hairpin.
contact.
Oh, he got him.
Oh, he
He's got him now. He's got to
forces him out of the way. Oh no!
He turns
Oh
him.
no!
He turns him.
DJ Watts!
Oh my god. Yeah, DJ Watts is right there.
DJ Watts takes the lead.
He
Takes the
does.
lead of the race.
The Lexus is in the lead.
Oh my god!
You're not going to catch that guy.
I cannot
Wow.
believe that.
There's no way.
And that's why you rather be lucky than good sometimes, guys.
Oh, man.
Perfect example.
Goodness
Oh, he's
gracious.
catching him. He's catching him.
He is.
He's
he
got a
is.
good draft.
Is he gonna go for it?
Oh,
Gotta be careful.
Gotta be.
it's on the
very
inside.
careful.
he
DJ
runs
Watts
wide.
gives him the space.
Wow. Oh,
Deep on the brakes,
Brakes
DJ
later.
Watts.
oh
Can
look,
he hang
we're
it
gonna
around
bump,
the
we're gonna
outside?
bump,
Little
we're gonna
contact.
bump.
Oh no!
A little bit of
Shatner!
contact.
Oh no!
He spins.
Oh, it's
Who would have thought it?
no. Careful, unsafe.
Who would have thought it?
Oh, it's well.
What a wild.
Are we gonna have a Lexus one too?
This is going to be looked at. This race is being completed under protest. But wow. So
Oh man.
coming out of the last turn,
Look at there.
DJ
LOL.
Watts, the love of Lexus.
Wow.
The leader has finished the race.
I am just so taken
He-
aback
I'd
by
be so
what
happy.
just happened.
I am
He sit
shocked.
there and watched all that happen too.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well,
Unbelievable.
Give
that
me
was
the
a great
donuts.
race.
so provisional 1-3 for Curtis Lee and DJ Watts. Got Mr. Colin Shea. Provisional. We'll wait to see what happens. P2. So must have had. So he must have left the server. It's showing a little weird right now. Phil Brown probably wasn't fourth place. Rodrigo Fernandez. We'll see the
I'm
scoreboard
sure
at the
Shatner
end.
is
But
probably not happy.
Yeah.
So
oh, man.
I don't think he's going to be happy at all.
I
Yeah,
do
that
not blame him.
was that last lap was something else. That
Yeah.
was insane.
So stay tuned, everybody. The results, as Mr. Handsome Ansem has said in the chat, the results of this race will be published on Saturday after all penalties are final.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see if anyone gets penalized for any of that. So
There's that is going to be a. I mean, I'm sure the stewards are going to have their work cut out for them on that last lap. That was wild.
very well. I don't think any of it was intentional though. So will they consider it, good hard racing? So we
I
shall
don't know.
see.
We'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, that was intense for sure.
Absolutely, that was great. Great first round race.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So as we have our drivers trickling into the post-race debrief, I would love to get the input of at least one of our Lexus boys. I don't yet see Mr. DJ Watts or Mr. Lee in the channel. I would love to talk to somebody.
I know.
Yeah, come on down. We're ready for you.
Come on in, boys.
They're Yeah, I don't know if they're.
Are they in a
Doing-
top secret
They're
Discord?
probably so excited that they don't know what they're doing.
We got to give them time. They got to go get the bottle of champagne.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't think they were expecting that, so they might be running their own race review in a way.
I would
Right.
respect that. So
I cannot believe that
I-
last lap.
I'm sure Shatner doesn't want to talk to anybody right now. Probably nor
Nope.
does Colin Shea. Wow.
And I don't see any of the.
I don't see any of the top
Top
5 or 6 or
runners.
7 drivers. They're all just okay. Well, in lieu of a winner's interview, we'll hang out a little bit longer. I guess we'll tell everybody on stream, hey, thanks for hanging out. Maybe don't leave just yet. Maybe we'll have a winner's interview. In the meantime, let's talk about, so same time, same place next week. We're going to be back in action at Laguna Seca. Going to be another hot race. If this race is any indication, there's going to be some great battles on track. We would love to have you back. But man, I mean, I'm still not seeing anybody. So hey, closing thoughts, Mr. Donovan.
I'm just still speechless. that last lap
I'm struggling.
was unreal. I mean, D3 delivers. I think they
Absolutely.
delivered.
Oh, yeah.
Last season, and I mean some super entertaining races. So, hey, we got DJ Watts in
Is he there?
D3.
Get him.
Yeah,
Grab his ass.
I am bringing him in here. So, all right. DJ Watts, are you? We got you in the comm booth. Can you hear us all right?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Oh my! So that was a wild last lap. What is your view on that?
Yeah, I like maybe 10 laps to go. I was like 6 seconds down, and I'm thinking like the only way I can have even a chance of getting higher than third is if they start fighting, and I noticed that I was like the time was slowly going down until it was like 3 seconds, I think, at the end of the last lap. And then, I don't know, yeah, it was like just slowly unfolding. And then I was like, oh no, there's no way they're side by side. And then I see one sideways and I was like, oh, I gotta go for it. Like, this is my only chance.
Yeah. You gave it everything. I mean, you and Curtis had some fantastic pace the whole race, though. I mean, my love of Lexus brothers,
Yeah, let's
really
go.
putting in work there. That was just awesome to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Lexus, it had to have been feeling good, right?
Oh yeah, like this is a Lexus track. Like, doesn't have great quality pace, because of how terrible it is in the downforce sections. But like when it comes to the race, I feel like it has a much higher potential, just because once you get into slipstream behind somebody, they're going to be behind you at the end of the straight.
Yeah.
So it was like pretty satisfying to have that happen, because there aren't that many tracks with this long of a straight where you can like actually play with the top speed of these cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the Lexus is definitely a strong one. So yeah, that was a hard fought race. That was a very exciting last lap.
Yeah.
So
And, shout out to Curtis too, my teammate. He basically followed me through the whole way, and
Absolutely.
even let me get back ahead at one point when I
we saw that
fell behind.
that driver swap.
Yeah.
Or
That was all on him. So shout out Curtis, and the fighting at the end worked out for him as well, going from I think like 5th to 3rd in the last 2 laps. It was sick.
Absolutely. Did you think
Yeah,
you were gonna wreck there when you guys got together on that long corner? I mean, you had to thought, oh my gosh, we're fixing to
Yeah.
wreck each other.
I wasn't expecting him to send it down the inside. I was like, there's no way he has enough downforce for that, but I guess the McLaren does. And then the long right hander after that, I was thinking like, oh no, did I like turn in on him? But I'm pretty sure I just kept my line the whole way. Just like my steering didn't change. But I think it's clean. But
yeah,
it feels good. It's only my second win in SRA, so I'm super happy. It's been several seasons since I won last.
You did a great job tonight. Way to keep after it, never giving up.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and great team result and everything. Any last shout outs?
Yeah, shout out Curtis. Shout out to my friends in Churl House who are watching. That's if you know who you are, you know who you are. But that's all. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, no
Really,
problem.
great job. Great job.
Great job on the win.
Thank you.
DJ Watts there with quite a wild win to finish off a very entertaining race there.
Absolutely. I think he's still a little speechless, so.
Yeah, I am too. So yeah, that was insane.
Yeah. Super, super good stuff right there. That's the way you should kick off the season for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so happy we were able to get that interview. I think it's about time to wrap this up. JP, any final thoughts?
No, I really appreciate you letting me come in and join you tonight, and I had a great time, and I'm hoping I can give somebody some good action to watch tomorrow night as well. So appreciate it.
And all right, thank you to everybody out there in YouTube land, and we will see you all next week.